The next rule for the power rule is the power of product. Okay, so this rule states that for all numbers a and b and any positive integer m, a times b raised to m is equal to a raised to m b raised to m. Okay, so basically all we have to do here is to multiply the outer exponent with the inner exponent. So since we don't have exponent here, it's understood to be 1. So m times 1 is m, and 1 times m is also m. So we'll have a raised to m, b raised to m. For the examples, let's have the product of x and y raised to 3. Okay? So, solving this kind of problem traditionally, all we have to do is to expand or to multiply the base, which is xy, by itself 3 times. So, we'll have x times y times x times y times x times y. Then, count the number of x here. So, we have 1, 2, 3. And the number of y, which is also 1, 2, 3. So, we'll have x cubed, y cubed. Okay? Now, solving the same problem, which is the product of xy is raised to 3 using the power of product rule. So all we have to do is to copy the bases, which is x and y, and multiply the outer exponent with the inner exponent. So we have x raised to 1 times 3, y raised to 1 times 3 as well. Okay, so we'll have x cubed times y cubed as the product. Okay, for the next set of examples, let's have 3 times 2, or the product of 3 and 2 raised to 2. Okay? Again, just copy the bases, then multiply the outer exponent with the inner exponent. So we'll have 3 raised to 1 times 2 times 2 raised to 1 times 2. Okay? And we will have 3 squared times 2 squared. Okay? For the next one, we have the product of a and b raised to 4. So all we have to do is to copy again the bases, which is a and b, then multiply the exponent or the outer exponent with the inner exponent. So we have 1 times 4 for a and also 1 times 4 for b. So we have a raised to 4, b raised to 4. For the next rule, we have the power of monomial. Okay, so this rule states that for all numbers a and b and any positive integers m, n, and p, okay, a raised to m, b raised to n raised to p is equal to a raised to m times p, b raised to n times p. Okay, so basically when we are given this kind of exponent to be evaluated, all we have to do is copy the bases, then multiply the outer exponent with the inner exponent. Okay, so we have a raised to m raised to p, that is a raised to m times p, and so as b raised to n raised to p, that is b raised to n times p. Okay. Let us have the examples. Okay, so for the first one, we have x squared y squared raised to 2. Okay, so using the traditional method, all we have to do is to expand x squared and y squared, then multiply the product by itself 2 times. So we'll have x times y times y, and also x times y times y. Okay, then count the number of x's. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be x raised to 4. Then for y, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will also be y raised to 4. Okay, so we'll have the product as x raised to 4, y raised to 4. Now, if we want to answer this kind of problem using the power of monomial rule, okay, so all we have to do is to copy the base, then multiply the outer with the inner exponent. So we'll have x and y are the bases. So we have x raised to 2 times 2, which is 2 times 2 here. And for y, we have also 2 times 2, which is the outer and the inner exponents. Okay? Then multiplying them and copying the bases, so we'll have x raised to 4, y raised to 4. For more examples, let's have 2 cubed times 3 squared raised to 4. Okay, so again, copy the bases. So we'll have 2 times 2 and 3. Okay, then multiply the outer exponent with the inner exponent. So we have 4 times 3, and we have 4 times 2 here for the 3. Okay, then the answer will be 2 raised to 12, 3 raised to 8. Okay? For the next one, we have a squared b cubed raised to 3. Again, just copy the bases, then multiply the inner exponent with the outer exponent. Okay, so we'll have 2 times 3, we'll have 6, and for b, we have 3 times 3, that will be 9. So the answer will be a raised to 6, b raised to 9. For the next rule, we have the power of quotient. Okay, so this rule says that for all numbers a and b and any positive integers m, n, and p, okay, so the quotient between a raised to m and b raised to n raised to p is equal to the quotient between a raised to mp and b raised to np. Okay? Where b is not equal to 0. So, basically, when we are given the quotient and it is raised to the power of a certain number, all we have to do is to multiply the outer exponent with the exponent of the numerator and the exponent of the denominator. Okay? So, again, copying the same bases. So, we have a as the base of the numerator and b as the base of the denominator. Then, multiply the outer with the inner exponent. So, we have a raised to mp over b raised to np. For the examples, let's have x squared divided by y cubed raised to 2. Okay? Now, using the traditional method, if we want to answer this kind of problem, what we have to do is to expand the numerator and also the denominator, then multiply the product by itself 2 times. So, we'll have x times x, which is x squared, then y times y, which is y cubed, then multiply that by itself 2 times. Then after that, we just have to count the number of the appearance for the base. Then, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so that will be x raised to 4. Then, for y, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that will be y raised to 6. So, the answer will be x raised to 4, y raised to 6. Now, if we want to answer this using the power of quotient rule, all we have to do is copy the base of the numerator and denominator, then multiply the outer exponent with the inner exponent. So, we'll have x as the base of the numerator, then multiply the outer, which is 2, and 2 for the inner exponent. Then, for the denominator, we have y raised to 3, then multiply it by 2, so we will have x raised to 4, y raised to 6, because 2 times 2 is 4 and 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, so for the next set of examples, let's have 2 cubed divided by 3 raised to 4 raised to 2. Okay, again, all we have to do is to copy the bases, which is 2 for the numerator and 3 for the denominator, then multiply the exponent of the numerator with the outer exponent. So we have 3 times 2. Then for the denominator, we have 4 times 2. So the answer will be 2 raised to 6 over 3 raised to 8. Okay? For the next one, we have a raised to 5 divided by b raised to 7 raised to 3. Okay? So again, using the same process, all we have to do is to copy the bases, which are a and b. Okay, so we have a for the numerator and b for the denominator. Then multiply the inner exponent with the outer exponent. So we have 5 times 3. Then for the denominator, we have 7 times 3. Okay? So the answer will be a raised to 15 all over b raised to 21.